you doing? Is this video, is it?
Doing the vid there. Yeah.
Alright.
Hang on. Are we all in?
All in, mate.
Oh, get the angle right. Welcome to the channel. We are the Baldy backpackers.
Well, I certainly am. The other two have got a few strands.
What was it?
It was the hairless hikers.
Hairless hikers?
You can't just go changing names.
Changing them without having a conflab.
No,
Was it the hairless
It was
hikers?
the hairless hikers.
You know,
Is it the hairless hikers?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an executive decision, that is. Mate.
Anyway, we've got to make the decision.
Yeah. Well, I've got no hair anyway.
So we got Bear here.
Yeah. Good to go.
The old lone wolf over here to the left.
Can't be Silver Fox.
You'd be a
Yeah,
silver
yeah,
fox,
yeah, Silver Fox, yeah.
So we are in St Elm, Mallorca, and the plan is to do the GR221 to
Formentor Lighthouse.
Cap Formentor. That is the plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, nice plan.
Yeah. So we
Just see if it works.
looked at the walking book, and well, we think it's a bit misleading. I mean, take this guy here. He was rescued after the first stage.
I'll be alright this time. Got my burger coming in a minute.
You've got your
here it
bird
is.
coming in.
Oh,
there. Yeah.
sorry. That's okay.
Here we've got the we've got the service coming. We're right about that, Bear. You looking forward to that burger?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's a mouse turd roll.
Yeah. It's a mouse turd roll. We're back. By the way, this video is being recorded on an iPhone 11, and nobody really knows how to work it, so the editing could be good.
For those of you that haven't done the 221 properly, now's your chance
Yeah.
to get some decent lessons in.
It's
Not for me, obviously. From these two.
We are not kidding. It can be slipperier than Ruddle's roof tiles up there.
You can.
Bear.
There's a bat and ball there. Has anyone bought one, or should I get one now?
Bear. This is a nice little town, isn't it? There's more to it than meets the pork pie,
Yes, there is.
isn't it?
We've got cameras everywhere. Look.
Yeah. Even the fox has got his camera out.
Feel like I'm on telly.
Yeah. Should we stop at the next bar and charge the phones?
Shall we? A nest tea and a burger.
I think we should. No, but just isn't it funny how shit how
What happened there?
isn't it funny how we all met in the middle of nowhere and we're all ending up doing this walk,
It's crazy,
isn't it?
isn't it?
I mean, me and the bear
Just don't know.
meets the fox in a car park somewhere, and then we all end up getting together and doing this hike,
Dodgy at this point.
isn't it? It's all very dodgy. So we're just leaving St Elm now, walking along the cobbly street, heading up the towards the dusty path.
And I can see our destination now at the end of the road.
Can you?
With the blue shutters on it. Should be enough for today.
That's not the the 40 how 20 me, is it?
Possibly. I don't know. I can't see the sun.
It's coming up to La Trappa now.
Saw somebody shooting barbecuing it down there.
Bear Grylls. How you find that?
Oh, I'm just elasticated.
Oh yeah.
Just so good.
What are the old scenery?
Oh, it's just fab, isn't it? Look
Yeah.
at that.
Look at that.
You can't whack it, can you?
Silver fox round here on his camera.
You've got a big stick, of course.
Yeah. Really nice scenery up here. We've just been up quite an incline there. This is what the path is like up to La Trappa. I'm actually only 3 kilometres into the trek, and I've got a goddamn blister from these boots that haven't really broken in, so I had to stop and stick myself a Compede on. I've got Steve here. A little bit of trepidation with his, but no problems yet until his
In fact, it's easing off a bit. Either my toe's gone black and numb, or it's easing off. So either case, it's all good.
or maybe the bunion's gone.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think
Maybe
they're
it's
ever gonna
disappeared.
go. Could have done. But I've got my boots nice and loose as well.
Fox, any thoughts up to now?
Knackered.
Fox is knackered. We're 3k into the 139k
Everybody's
hike.
fed up.
3:45.
I think we might need an evac.
Bear's wondering where the white magnums are.
Yeah, somebody should have bought some. I really didn't think that one through, did I?
On that note, over and out. We're actually starting to realise why it's called the Ruta de Piedra now.
They don't like the Spanish.
Seems like they do.
We are.
They don't like the Spanish much.
Really?
We're actually on our way to La Trappa.
She's
Everybody's
Mallorcan and-
sweating. Yeah. So, as I say, we're only... How far are we into this walk now, Fox?
4.15.
4.15k into the walk, guys. And, well, the bear might be eating it, but certainly me and the fox are sweating. Sweating like something I can't really say. Bear, what are you sweating like?
I'm sweating like a sweaty thing.
Like a what?
Sweaty thing.
A sweaty thing. That's it.
Can
Yeah.
be big.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just putting a bit of dialogue into the video.
So the
I want to
answer
see
is,
this before you publish
yeah, you
it.
might need editing.
I've just tuned in there. I just thought it was good conversation.
It was riveting.
What was we talking about?
We're saying
Bicycle
what a nice
chains.
lady Charlie did make one.
Yeah. Or it is.
It is. Fox, have you ever noticed we keep seeing this guy with a black 4-class rucksack on? I've seen him a few times. Hey Steve, how you getting on with the tent?
Oh, all good, mate. All good.
You got the door the right way around?
I've got the door the right way round.
Awesome. Alright Dave?
I'm good.
So we just got up nice and early this morning. Had a good night, Dave?
Good night. Good night.
Yeah.
Not too much sleep, but enough.
We're not going to tell anybody where we are, but we found this water deposit on the trail. It was like finding gold. And luckily, the Fox and I have got filters and we've managed to refill all our bottles. We've got the bear over there. We did ask him if he wanted water, but he's declined. So, Dave's getting a wash now. Sounds like an idea. So yeah, so we're up nice and early. That's the view.
You getting a wash or you want to put the lid on?
And then we're heading off in a few minutes. So just left our campsite. We're heading down towards... Dave, what's this place we're heading to now? Estalencs. We're heading to Estalencs. And just to give you an idea of the track, it's again stony track, not too dissimilar to yesterday, but quite reasonable to walk on this bit actually. Got a lovely view of the sea over there to the left. So guys, we've just walked from our camp place on the road to Estalencs, and we've just come to this we don't know if it's a refugee, but anyway, there's a hose pipe at the bottom with water, and there's also this little area here. Obviously walkers come through here because there's a little sign here not to leave any rubbish, etc. It's private property, but
Fitted with refreshments.
yes. Estefa is the waterless camper, the only bear on the route. So we're just getting, they've just offered if we wanted anything, and the old wolves asked them if they can make a coffee, which is absolutely spondylotus.
You want to drink it in the atmosphere?
You have.
Got to. We've just walked from our campsite, we just walked along the road towards Estalencs. We come to this finca, Ses Fontaneas. It's got a hotel. It's got a refugee. We didn't even know it was here, did we, Steve?
No, we did not.
No. So we got offered a cup of coffee. They've got some sort of sensor down there on the gate. As soon as you touch the gate, he's out sniffing the coffee. So we've had a cup of coffee, and then he said we could have breakfast. So we've got a lovely sort of
Continental type.
yeah, we've all had a banana. Nice baguettes here with jams and Nutellas. Cheese as well. So we decided we would just stop and have breakfast here before we head on. And we've also got a lovely cup of tea. So just left the place where we had breakfast, and whoa, this is hard. We got a forest track here with quite a steep incline. Do you reckon, Dave?
This is steep.
Hard graft, isn't it?
Very steep.
We've got Bear Grylls up there. He's like a tiger that's just been let out of the zoo. He's off faster than anything I've ever seen. Hey? Yeah, he's had his cheese. How many hours did he say it was to?
5.
5 hours to
An hour to
Estelenses.
Yeah, the hour to where?
An hour to the edge of his finger.
Right.
And there's a ladder.
Christ, he's got some land.
And then another 4 hours.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's it.
Can't see any other way.
Dave,
Cutting straight through it.
there is no way that 90-year-old backpacker with his knapsack's done this, man.
No.
No way.
Flops.
In flip-flops. I mean, we've got the Bear Grylls here, and even he has had to sit down.
Oh no, I'm only waiting. I haven't got to sit down at all. I wouldn't sit down for the whole trip.
He's a hero, isn't he?
No, I'm not. But
What a joker.
That's just how it is.
Actually,
I've got no switch. I'm mentally disturbed. I won't.
no.
That's really, really comforting, knowing I'm in the middle of nowhere with somebody who's self-admitted.
Actually, Dave,
disturbed.
do you see that guy?
I'm not the normal.
That's the guy we keep seeing an odd time on the track.
Yeah.
I'm not normal.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Have you got a knife with you?
Yes.
Now I'm scared.
That's all right. It's only,
So, we think we should have maybe gone right down where that path stops at the bottom there. But we actually walked straight on because it's so misleading where the tracks go. But we think we should have actually gone up the side of that cliffside somewhere and gone off top of this ridge. Instead, we've ended up coming straight up this mountainside here. As you can see, we got Dave over there and Steve over there. They've gone slightly different tracks to me, but man, this is hard. This is hard. Dave, how hard is this? This is hard. Bear, how hard is this, man? I knew he'd say that. I knew it.
See them pink rocks?
Yeah. That's the top. Hopefully we'll pick the track up back up there.
I'm sure that's where you go left, and I reckon it goes up there, look.
I think so. Another take for the documentary where
They're certainly having an argument, aren't they? Look, that one in blue wants to go left, this one in black wants to come up here.
yeah, there's a couple of a group of people at the bottom there debating whether they do the hardcore route or the
snowflake route.
The snowflake route, yeah. Yeah, we can always say when we get to the end we did the hardcore route. Yeah.
We can say two things. We did the hardcore route and we're stupid.
We've just stopped because Dave's legs are like jelly. Or should I say, Dave, jegs are like lolly.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got to get over this ridge up here. But in the meantime, that's the route there. In fact, that's the, you can see the road we walked down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk down there.
and the little hut at the top. Look.
Yeah, so guys, if you look in the distance over there, that house there, I think that's where we walked across from the route from St Elm onto the road.
Where's the house?
It's well, I've zoomed in on it, and then that road comes down to the finca where we had breakfast. And then obviously this is the route, but this is harder than Pienza Weekend for sure. This is much harder. So just bear that in mind if you're going to do this GR221.
That's nearly a...
Steve, what's it harder than?
It's harder than a Mars bar in the refrigerator.
Harder than a Mars bar in the refrigerator there, according to Steve. Well, we've made it to the top of this next peak here. We're all having a cup of tea. There's Dave there, we're all stripped off. I'm just sitting here I just got my boots off and my socks to dry out, and I looks down at my feet and I goes, ah! What the hell is that?
The good news about
that wasn't even the bad one. Then I looked across at my other foot and I go, ah! What the friggin' hell is that?
The good news is my bag's getting fucking really light.
I got blisters on my bloody toes now. Had a lovely night in Estelinks in the campground.
In the hostel.
In the hostel campground, yes. Yeah. Dave feels fully refreshed. Got the old Bear Grylls coming up the rear. So we just left Estelinks, and there's a little couple of kilometres on the road. Across the road are in a couple of places, and then you're back on a track again.
What it is? Look, we got here some toadstools. I wouldn't eat them.
Magic mushrooms.
Yeah, en route from Estelinks to Esporles, going along to Banyalbufar right now. This is a nice little trek through the forest, actually. Quite enjoying it. There was some really steep hills when we first set off. I'm wetter than a swimming pool. Had a bit backdraft from Dave this morning. There we go. Not a bad little trek, this bit.
If any of you out there are photographers, this is the cotton carrier harness. Absolute must for hiking with a camera. Absolutely fantastic.
Where'd you buy those from?
Direct from the manufacturer in America. Not cheap, but well worth it.
What's it called?
Cotton carrier.
Did you actually buy that, or is this a sponsorship?
Present from my wife, because they're very expensive, but they're well worth it.
That is great, Dave. And thank you to Dave for lugging this 3 kilo Nikon camera on the journey, which no doubt during this this documentary there will be some images provided by Dave's camera and his GoPro. Hang on a second, who we got here? Excuse me, sir. I thought that was Joe Pasquale.
Hi. Yes, I think it might be.
How are you?
Yes, I'm very good, thank you, sir.
Good.
Yes.
How's the trek going?
Es muy bien.
Good.
Yes.
Have you still got your loaf of bread, by the way?
No, I have one thin left.
A thin?
Like, that's what they call
A square thin?
No, they're round, actually.
Oh, round thin?
Rotund, like myself.
Well, guys, I think I've learnt quite a bit on this through hike about boots. So, I'll just tell you what happened. My best far boots I only wore very briefly before the hike, so they weren't really broken in. But I had this crazy idea to buy these gel insoles, which felt really good in the house. I tried them a few times, I felt really nice. However, it seems like the heel was slightly lifted, so I was only hiking for about, I think it must have only been 2 kilometers, and I had blisters on my heels. So that was the first disaster, really. Luckily, I brought my original, they're much thinner insole, so I swapped them out. And luckily I had the Compeed plasters that I put on the blisters. So then it was kind of like a little bit of heel relief not to have the laces so tight. I ended up getting impact damage to my 2 second toes yesterday on the trail. Literally my ends of my second toes were just full of liquid and the nails like quite loose. I really thought I was going to lose my toenails. I might yet. Who knows? But yeah, a little bit of a lesson there. What I can say is they're now calling me the CK, the Compeed King, because I've gone through about, I don't know, I've gone through about 12 Compeed plasters, And I'll tell you what it is, they are absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you haven't got Compede Plasters, get them for your treks, because they are absolutely unbelievable. I've actually got 2 on the balls of my feet because I thought they were going to start molesting me a little bit. They've been on there for a few days now. But no, my heels, God, if you could have seen my heels this morning, you would have said, oh my God, look at the state of them. I've put 2 Compede Plasters over my heels and they were twitching a little bit when I first set off, but they must have some sort of like pain relief in them. Sorry, just coming off the track there. I've got a steep bit here. Yeah, so they must have some sort of pain relief in them, because it kind of like, it just wears off in a few minutes. And I mean, okay, it is a little bit twitchy there where the blisters are. But I mean, I'm halfway, done about 8k this morning, not really with any serious problems. And obviously, as I say, one thing that I have learned is you've got to lock your boots down. You've got to lock your foot back in your boots. Otherwise, you're going to end up with toe damage. Just heading up the track now. So we're just nearing Esporles now. Been a nice stroll through the forest. Has been some high pelts at places. Steve, would you like to... No, would you like to...
Well, here behind us, chaps, we find ourselves with a giant hole. Nobody knows what it's for, of course, but we can always guess that it might be either an ice hole.
Right.
Careful how you say that. Or...
No idea.
A pit of some description.
Why would there be a pit up here?
Pass.
Why would there be an ice hole up here?
Crickets.
Are there any Magnum Whites down there?
If there was, I'd have been in there. I'm afraid not, but that's the best I can do for you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange place for such a...
It's got to be, I think it's probably ice.
You think so?
They're normally higher up.
Well, that's
not
what
very
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Are we high up?
Well, no, we're not, because there's trees here.
That's a track through the forest there, just before you drop down to Esporles. If anybody's interested. Forest, more forest, more stones. Just on the path now, heading down into Esporles. Lots of view, just looking north. On this stony path here. God, I mean, it just looks... It looks okay in the guidebook, but my God, I mean, it's so hard to walk on with your feet in your boots. It's like none of the stones are level, so you've really got to watch every footstep where you put your feet, otherwise you could just like twist your ankle. I nearly had a couple of twists before, actually. Yeah, there's a little gate here, look. Yeah. Just put my sunglasses on and now I'm back into the woodland. So yeah, it's really really hard going, to be honest. Like, we've just left Esporles and well, Dave, do you want to say what it's like?
Brutal.
It's brutal. It's a hill. Probably can't even see the gradient. This is what it's like all the way up. How many kilometres have we done so far, Dave?
3.4.
3.4k. We've got 10k to get to Valldemossa. It is a killer.
But we've done over 3k in an hour.
That's what I mean.
Even up here.
I know. Hello.
Hello.
How the devil are we?
We are tired. Looking for a campground. Just want to put our feet up now and chill and pitch up somewhere. Because we can't really overshoot Valldemossa tomorrow for lunch. So there we go, that is the route out of Esporles. We've stopped at an abandoned refuge which has got the roof all caved in off the old storms, and Dave, the legend water finder, has done it again and found water in the middle of nowhere. Dave?
And I've been carrying a bucket with me all this.
I know. We just got up early. We just left camp, which is just outside of Espolés, and no kidding, it's like a war zone up here. Look at that whole tree, it's blown over and ripped out of the ground. And then probably over there you can see tops of pine trees ripped off. More trees down there. It's just so difficult to find the route through this hillside. Here's another one actually. Look at that one, Dave.
Yeah. It just snaps them like a twig.
Look at that whole tree. Just completely blown out of the ground and lifted all the roots up and everything. Look at that. Unbelievable. There's the morning view looking back over, looking south. Really nice. So this is one of the typical forest trails. This is just part of the route coming out of Espolés heading towards Valldemossa. And I mean, this is just like what you would see in the book. Knapsack, Sunday Times, possibly a stick. But what they don't show you is how grueling it was to get just to the top there to start this little forest walk back down. I mean, it's absolutely... We'd done it in 2 bits yesterday. We were just legs absolutely gone when we got to our camp spot last night. I mean, it is a killer, that walk out of Espolés up here. This bit's not so bad. Very, very pleasant actually, but to get to it, it's a killer. We've got the guide up front there, Steve and Dave. Well, we just found a well at the top of the mountain, and there it is. Also a little, some sort of like a kiln here as well. Here we are, just going down.
This is a bit sketchy, mate.
Towards Valldemossa. We got the tour guide behind us, who's just gone the wrong way again. I mean, I kid you not, viewers, every time I switch this GPS off, somebody goes the wrong way. Dave, yeah? I'm not sure the bear should take up the job as being a 221 tour guide. Huh? This is a bit worrying. Why?
Well, there shouldn't be a way through here.
Yeah, we've had this before. Hang on, let's get him coming down. Here he is. Hiya there. Here comes the tour guide. I'll just zoom in on him. Here he comes. Here is the guide. GR221tours.com.
There's a red spot. There's piles all the way up there, stone.
I'm just at the top now, going down into Valldemossa. I mean, it was documented as a really steep hike, this bit, and God, it is. I mean, we set off at like 5:30 this morning, 6:30. Virtually dark. It's a really steep hike, this bit. Really badly marked as well. Just going through the wood. Hopefully we've only got a couple of K to go before we drop down into Valldemossa. I've made it to Deia. It's been a right slog this morning. We've literally climbed over the top of a whole mountain and then back down again. It was, I mean, I've got a Garmin here. without the Garmin, I think we would be lost, to be honest. I've got mega blisters, but I'm going to press on. Look at this. Right on the top of Mallorca here.